And we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome in a new spontaneous conversations. Subject of today is light code slash light language. And with us is Laviras, all the way from Sydney. And we're just going to dive in. Laviras and I were already having a talk, and it's something I'm going to bring up. But for now, I would just like to say hi to Laviras and welcome. Can you say in short something about yourself? Introduce yourself for those people who have missed the last two lives, please.
Greetings to everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to share um, about myself. Um, I am that I am. I am all that is. I am here. I am an infinite being, omnipresent. I am that I am. And I keep discovering myself who I am. So I'm not going to say more about that. I am today here, and that's all that is. It's only now. Past is past. The future will discover. I will discover as I go who I am from this moment on. I am recreating myself.
Well, it's very nice to put it this way because we're discovering also ourselves throughout life. It's like an onion. Keep peeling off layers of
Yes.
programming and other things to discover who we really are, not what our parents made us look like or our teachers.
Or what we think that we've done in the past so far until now. What if that is just a story that our mind creates right now?
Yeah, we're
What if
not what we did. We're not what we did. We are who we are, and we do things.
so
That's
if I can say how my mind tells me right now that I entertain my almost 60 years of life here in this body, in this timeline. But what if that is not true? What if it's just a fantasy, an imagination of my um, higher self, my God self,
a
who makes me
matrix.
think and gives me all the reasons how I am here talking with you right now and why I should be here. So the mind now creates everything to explain who I am and the experience I went through and the training and the businesses and all that. So I can go into that kind of conversation, but I'm just following my what comes out of my mouth without censoring anything
Good.
because this is
Just
what I want.
just
Huh?
a little thing for those who missed. 2 weeks ago, we recorded the first one together, which was episode 8, if I'm correct. Watch that because about the matrix. It's if you watch that one, you'll understand better what Laviras is saying now. Please go on.
Yes. So I am. I am just letting words come out intuitively, and I have a feeling that the words which are coming out and the messages, the information that comes out is around quantum creation, quantum field, because this is what I remember right now, what my conscious mind tells me that this is my interest from now on, how to create from the quantum field, knowing that I am the creator of everything that I see around me, including this computer, including my body, the furniture I have, you, and all the audience which will be listening in the future or listening now, they're all my creation. So I hope that this, whoever hears this can also sense this doesn't come from the ego, comes from an information that felt true when I heard it from a teacher, which I also created myself. The teachers I also created myself to tell me the information about quantum realities. I even created the teachers. I even created the moment when the teachers will tell me on this journey about this information. So this is my interest now, to rewire myself from the usual way of thinking and step more into this memory, remembering more and more who I am as a creator of my whole reality, everything. So even the way you ask questions or respond, even the way people who are listening will respond to this, it's my creation. So, and it's not the creation, the conscious creation is the creation of my higher self or the God self, which works through me at this moment and every moment, because this is the place where I arrive to be a vessel for this infinite power to teach me moment by moment. So that's why I'm talking in an unusual way, because I am letting my higher self, my God self, to talk through me right now, instead of talking from the usual way of communication that we learn and we see in others around. The way they talk, the way they start the conversation, the way they introduce themselves, the intonation and the style and the presentation. Yeah, so I am not prepared at all for this conversation right now. I haven't done any preparation because I do not want to do any preparation. I just want to come here.
Me neither. Only the costa.
I just want to come
Can you
here.
lower the volume on your end? When I speak, I hear myself.
So what should I do?
Lower the volume on your end, please.
Okay. Yes, so I am curious to see what comes out, what unfolds. And I'm paying attention just to talk, even if I sound unusual to myself, and my conscious mind would say, Laviras, what are you talking about? What are you saying? This is not blah, blah, blah. So even if I make a fool of myself, or I, like the first time I was uncomfortable. It was a strange feeling in my body, and I felt like, oh my God. When we finished, I felt, oh my God, that wasn't me. That was just not me at all. And
No,
I
it
meditated.
was you being nervous, which is normal. First
Yeah. But
time
that's the
going
first.
live like that. I mean,
Let me finish. Okay, so yeah, that is the judgmental aspect of myself immediately. Laviras, blah 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 blah, and I mentioned that a little bit even last time. I'm meditating on this, and for some reason I had to be exactly the way I was. That was something about that. Me being how I was, even though my judge self was not happy with it, I had to be like that, maybe to help other people to be themselves, and to know that it's okay not to be the perfect speaker, presenter, because that's not what we are here to do. We are here just to talk. And as we talk and we have our energy in this conversation, the magic is happening, not with the information that comes through our language, words. is just the energy that we're holding as being is affecting whoever has the patience and can let go of the judgment when they look and they hear us talking. So people who are not ready for this information, this frequency, maybe will be judging us, and they will turn off, go, which that's how the energy is arranging. People who are ready to receive this, it's a transformation that unfolds as we allow ourselves to be transformed by it. So we don't know where we're going with this. This is something that is unfolding. So for this, we have to allow ourselves to be really who we are, authentic, transparent, and I think it's necessary for some reason to put ourselves there, that we are connected, open vessels, but we are also human. We're playing a role of human beings for the reason to be able to be more approachable, maybe, with this information that we are holding, the codes, the light. That if we would just jump down here in our very advanced form of light, we would not be able to know what humanity needs at this time. So playing that game, because it's a game in a human consciousness, we can be more in tune with what is the energy, the global consciousness, what the global consciousness needs and of humanity at this time. And then we can bring the codes which are perfect for humanity at this time. So we needed to actually be humans in the human form to help to be able to upgrade, to bring these codes of light, this information. So I see that I'm already going into the subject that we are here to talk about. Yeah, I couldn't help myself. So over the last week, I sort of was thinking, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? I was getting ideas, but I had to let go, and I'm letting go because, again, um, um, I know what other people are saying about what are light codes and what is light language, and now I would like to download my version of what is the light code, what the light codes are, and the light language. So because I am remembering that I am a traveler, a soul traveler. So that means that I've been traveling through many star systems, planets, civilizations, on my soul journey, including the Earth from the very beginning of the experiments on Earth with humanity. I came here with the Galactic Federation to assist the evolution of the human race. So as I remember more and more about this journey, which is also a memory and a timeline that I am bringing from the quantum field. So even this, as I said in the beginning, everything I'm telling you about what happened in my previous days of this life, it's a fantasy. And the same, what I'm telling you about my soul journey and living through so many star systems, even that is a fantasy. But there's one thing that I know, that if this information comes into my mind as a fantasy or a memory or imagination, it means that this is just a timeline from the infinite timelines that exist right now of past and infinite timelines that exist in the future. I'm just connecting with one because I'm everything. I'm everything and nothing. When I say these things like I've done this and I had that journey through the star systems, or I could say in this lifetime I've done this and this and that, that means that in this moment um, I am making a direct link and connection with that timeline that I'm telling you about. That one that comes to me now. I'm not sure how this is unfolding. This is just a bit interesting, this the way I'm sharing it, but maybe yeah, exactly. Maybe by the end it will make sense. So so with light codes and light language, just because I have the intention to talk about light codes, light language, my mind, my higher self is making a direct connection with a timeline that um, I have a journey of developing certain abilities in my um, soul, encoded with information, so they've been stored in my soul, in my DNA, in the original 8 cells. So there's information that is stored in my akashic field. So just because I'm thinking light language, light codes, I'm going to describe this information came to me and I was guided to say, oh, I've been through those planets, blah, dot, 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 dot. So when you hear this, it feels more it feels more powerful to you that this information comes from there. If I would just say, I had a simple life and I haven't done anything, I just been working in a factory all my life, and I want to do light codes, then you would not appreciate it and have put so much value into
Yeah.
it. So, but at the same time, when I brought the information from there, I'm actually living in all those timelines. I am drawing information and power from all those timelines. So I said that I am a soul who traveled through many planets, star systems, and I'm a traveler. So that means that having lifetimes in those planets, I have some connection, some energy embedded into my system from each planet. And when I just traveled from as a traveler, it means that my role is actually to go through these planets and gather information, wisdom. It's just something that I enjoy doing. So collecting, I feel that in this lifetime is coming out and wants to be beamed into the field of this planet, these codes, this information that is stored in my DNA, and wants to be expressed and influence the evolution of the planet. And in same time, all those planets where I lived and experienced um, certain initiations are connected to my DNA. And as I am receiving the information and codes from them, I also send it back. I send back information. So when that happens, they are actually working on. So if I do a healing on you now, some kind of light language, and just as I'm talking to you, all these beings from all the planets that I've been traveling through are actually tapped in. They're watching here. They're listening to this conversation. And this is why we can talk about any kind of BS and the information keeps coming, because they are connected to us. But now that they know, the audience, the listeners, now when they start hearing this information and these details, if they can get what I'm saying, they will pay more attention, and even you pay more attention. What is happening in your body as we are talking? What are you feeling? What is the information that goes into your head? Or just breathe. So even if the mind says, what is going on here, what is she talking about, she lost the plot. That's okay. You maybe not, but others. Yeah, so it's not just about you, maybe others. So I'm talking you, whoever is hearing it. Yes, just know that there are that we're planting seeds, they're planting seeds. And the more we're going to go through these meetings, the more clarity will come out about this way of working, opening to these beings that are working with me. And just by doing this with you and whoever, they can just say a yes in their head, and all these connections that is in my soul, my being, is being activated in you. That's all. Just by hearing my voice and by saying yes, all these links, all these spectators, galactic spectators, because they're watching us. This is their entertainment also. They are actually having fun about how we live. They are so amazed with all the details that and the way we function, the way we walk, the way we carry on, the smallest details. They're just superfied, and if we are going through the day and in same time, let's say I am washing dishes, and in same time as I'm paying attention to what's inside my body and sort of connect with every cell in my body as I'm washing dishes, I'm feeling all my cells, and I just say something like I am opening myself to direct transducing connection with, like, every cell in my body is connected to a planet. Every cell in my body is connected to the planet. Can you imagine how many planets, how many civilizations are beaming now into my body? So, and also they are beaming down into me, into you, if you said yes, and whoever is listening. So
I'm already
we
feeling it.
we are super zapped now. And this energy um, will explain a little bit more now into about the codes, because now what I said until now, it was more like um, just maybe actually is going a little bit to explain who is Laviras. Who is Laviras, the beginning of your question. So maybe what I said, there's a little bit, uh, even this is limited. What I explain, even
It's
this is
just
just a
what's
part.
relevant now. It's just what's relevant for now. That's why it's coming up. It's that simple.
Yeah. So so now that you get an idea of a little part of Laviras's energies, this being which is wanted to be called Laviras, because it's a name I changed a few years ago, because I felt that I am not the same person I was when I was born. There is another. Actually, it felt like it's a walk-in, and this walk-in wants a new name. But I don't think it's a walk-in, but it feels like it's almost a completely different person, because I just made such huge changes in one lifetime that it's needs a different name with a different frequency. Every letter in a word has a different frequency, just like numbers. Numbers that have different frequencies, and so on. So I'm just taking a little break.
And then I would like to share what I experienced in the
When?
last 10 minutes. In the last 10 minutes,
Sure.
um, you may have seen that I went into a state of deep relaxation and kind of feeling home within myself.
Mm,
And I know that that hasn't been always the case for me, and I've seen that around me, that we often look for a home, we look for somewhere to feel home by buying a certain house, by putting certain furniture, by acquiring stuff that's all on the outside, where home is something you feel inside. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. I mean, you can be born here, move there, and then move again, and then every time you can feel home in here. It's not about the location. And I'm not clear on the memories I have from other lifetimes, but I did feel a few years ago very clearly that I was not always here, but that this lifetime I am here. So I wanted to escape most of my life this planet, this existence, and then somewhere 2000, around 2012, watching the falling stars. So it must have been July, August. I was in the forest and I looked up at the stars, like, yeah, okay, I'll be back someday, but now I'm in this life here on Earth, so I'm going to be really here. And that was a shift I made at that moment. And my life started to change, started to improve, because I decided to be here, in the here and now, in this place. And I feel I need to share this because a lot of people are talking so much about being light beings and up there, and everything there is better, here is shit. I'm like, yeah, but you came to be in this shit for a reason. So own it, take ownership of your life, take your responsibility, because if you chose to be here, then it means you have something to do here. So go do it, and stop complaining or fantasizing about it's better over there, because the grass at the neighbors is always greener, right? But that's just physically, it's just because you look at it from an angle, so you see one grass thing after the other, so it looks like it's perfect grass. Well, when you look down to your own grass, you see also the soil between it. So it's just perception. So yeah, I felt to share this. I'm
nice.
here in this life as Lotfi, That's my name. I don't feel the need to change it, by the way. I'm happy with my name. And yeah, I'm making the best out of it and doing what I feel I need to do, just like what I shared. So, okay, now we're coming to it. You said I had to say it out loud, and now it's coming naturally. Like I recorded this video just before the live. I'm going to publish it in the coming days, where I say out loud that I'm experiencing depression. I have been depressed most of my life, and I've noticed that majority of humanity is experiencing depression, and the majority of these people are not aware of it. But that's why we have all our escapes into watching TV, YouTube, Facebook, drugs, sex, whatever addictions we have, even if we're not aware that they are addictions, because we want to feel better. We don't want to feel bad. So if we don't know how to feel better, then we'll just hide it by focusing on something else. And I decided to make the shift. Maybe you noticed I didn't say suffer from depression, because suffering is a choice. Struggling is going through difficulties, but suffering is a choice. And it means you say, I'm a victim. And it means it's somebody else's fault. Well, even if people did things to us, we chose to be here, and unconsciously we asked the souls of those people, when we were souls, to let us have these experiences, because that's how we grow, that's how we get stronger, that's how we have knowledge, that's how we evolve through all the experiences, good and bad. So my choice now is to transform my life again. I transformed multiple times already, and to do this not alone, but by saying it out loud. I acknowledge it without shame, and I ask those who feel and who resonate to join me in this journey. So I will be doing lives, videos, workshops, whatever comes up, where I will be sharing what I know. And when I say workshop, it's going to be very interactive. So people will also be sharing with me what they know. So we all learn from each other. But the most important thing is not to try to do this kind of things on your own, because when things get stuck, get tough, it helps to have support, to have other people like, okay, I felt shit yesterday, but then you encourage me, so today I'm encouraging you, and that's how we move forward together. I experienced that with sports, I experienced that with many different things, so that's why I decided to not just go public, but also to, yeah, to take the lead in this one. And those who feel to join, they can join me, and we can grow together and share our experiences together and transform together. So yeah, this just came up now.
Mm.
And I feel that what you shared about the light codes and the energy, um, yeah, did something. That's why I could say this the
Mm.
way, in the way I said it, with the energy I said it.
Yeah.
So thank you for the sharing. So I hope that those watching now or later maybe even pause the video to just let what has been triggered come up, and then continue watching, and then maybe pause again when something else comes up. So let this be a journey, an interactive journey. Back to you, Laviras. What does the name actually mean? How did you come to the choice of the name? Because I feel it's important to ask this now.
Again, it just popped in my mind when you asked me what's the topic for next week. Just came, just dropped. Didn't have any. I didn't think about it. So I would like to add something to what you said. If you like to hear, was just what was happening as I was listening. Um, Two things about depression. Um, what if it's not yours?
That crossed my mind this morning.
because we are in this collective that everybody, as you mentioned in our previous chat before, everybody's depressed on this earth. Yes, you said, of
Majority,
course,
I would say. Not every. I
majority.
would not say everybody.
Yeah,
I
of
would
course,
say
but let's say
majority.
something. What let me just check, see what I get the percentage of the population that is depressed right now on Earth. 67% I'm getting.
That's very positive. I got 80.
So six in my in on my Earth. That's another
Yeah.
thing.
On
My
mine, it's
Earth.
80.
You have your Earth. We'll talk about this another time. If we haven't already mentioned something in the first, I think I mentioned something in the first
Yes, yes, in the
meeting
first life. So
that you've
people
got
go
to.
back, watch the other lives because there's a lot of stuff that you can pick up from there.
Yes.
So,
So, with other words, what if it's not yours? And because you're an empath, you are a healer. So am I. You know, we are surrounded by this global depression energy. And the more unconscious we are, the more we don't realize this is not us. The more conscious we are, we just remind ourselves this is not us. It's okay. I'm going to feel it. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to heal, nothing to transform. It's just to acknowledge that this is a collective energy. It is not mine. You know who you are. You are an infinite power. The God vessel. This is not you. This is the collective stuff. When you know who you are, you cannot be depressed. So again, is to remind yourself who you are. If you are fully present in your body and you remember that you are a God, you can't be depressed. Only when you forget who you are, you feel depressed. So that's one thing. You can meditate more on this to get more details.
oh, my mind is
Another
already going. I have quite some work to do already.
another thing that I want to share with this is there's an actual technology around the earth which puts out frequency of depression.
I
This
know.
information came from many sources. These are actually transmitting frequencies into the collective field of fear, depression, and other emotions of a lower frequency.
I've heard this before and I just feel like, yep, true.
So this is the frequency of the planet. So for us to make the shift, the transformation, to help the collective, this planet, to go to the next phase, we have to choose. We have to choose and remind ourselves who we are and put a smile on our face. And we have nothing to fix, nothing to go and analyze, go into past life or in the past, to say family, to say that. This is all fantasy. This is all you just create to rationalize and to give yourself, to make yourself busy doing the all type of healing, counseling methods where you need to fix something, to discover why you're depressed, what happened in that time of your past, and so and so. So if you just acknowledge that you are the God creator in this moment, and everything that your mind creates that is a reason for your depression, it's a fantasy of your consciousness just to take you back, to test you. Are you ready to really step into your remembrance of who you are, to keep that memory constantly through the day, and constantly choose what you think and what you allow yourself to think, because we need to do that if we want to jump out of that frequency of fear. We need to stay conscious, present of what is our mind doing and choosing. And we have to make the effort. It is an effort right now. It's very intense, the energy to smile. And even if we don't feel like smiling, we have to smile, because this is how it is. You only going to see smiles in your life if you smile. It's just like life is a mirror. So if you look in a mirror, when you look at yourself in a mirror, if you do not smile, what you see in a mirror is not going to smile, have a smiling face. So you have to smile if you want to see the smile coming from the mirror. So that's exactly how it is. So me talking to you right now is actually telling myself the same thing. This is what I need to remind myself more and more, because in in the last few days I've been feeling this depression myself, and and I can say that I am allowing myself. It's also another thing to. It's okay if you can't smile, but not. It's okay to also be to feel the depression. It's okay, but I'm not allowing myself to go into analyzing, or I'm feeling depressed because nobody came to have sessions with me today, or I'm feeling depressed that, oh, I haven't saved enough money to buy a car,
So
or
basically, the conditional versus the unconditional.
so if I allow this kind of thinking, I'll go deeper and more and into the unconscious. So I am not allowing this kind of thinking. I know that I'm feeling depressed, and I'm okay to not to be happy all the time and to smile all the time. That's also okay. But at least do not go and give your power away to say, oh, because that happened, or that is not happening, or that is not the way I like it. So if you do that, that is when you lose your power. You forget who you are. So the thing is to gain back the power more and more, to remember again and again that you are the creator of everything. So if you cannot smile, at least recognize that you are the God choosing to experience this. And for some reason, this is what you need to experience. You do not need to know why. Be okay with being depressed. There is a reason why that is, we experience it. So the best is to be able to start dancing and singing, and without having be, we're not waiting to be happy to dance and to sing and to smile. We actually dance to become happy, to sing and to smile. So this is dancing and doing this form of singing. It's part of my lifestyle. So I do this. It's my exercise. So there are things that we need to do to lift our energies, to lift our frequency. So there are other things that I do, and I don't let myself to go too deep into depression. But it was very difficult in the last few days. It's also we have certain cosmic influences. We had solar flares and other things that are happening, so it's very difficult. But it's all part of our training. It's all part of our initiation to go through this. So we're doing our best. But if you just keep loving yourself when you feel depressed, and not to think there is something wrong with you and you're supposed to be happy all the time, that is already done. So if you feel depressed all your life, that it's past. Forget about the whole life. Today, now,
Now I'm
today.
talking to you, and the sun is coming through, so that's always something that I
So
enjoy.
whatever happened and you think that happened in depression, all my life that I've been depressed, that's a story. Just drop it. Today, you're going to smile. Today, you're going to remember who you are. Today, you create something new. But if you start trying to fix something that you experienced until now, then you're spending time for fixing something when you could use your energy to create something new. So you that's past. You just drop it like that. And from today on, you just remind yourself to love yourself when you feel depressed. That's okay. I love you. I love you. Just now, not what, oh, I've been depressed yesterday and yesterday and yesterday and all my life. This is thinking. Forget about thinking. Just, I am depressed now. That's fine. I either love myself and give myself love, or I choose to laugh, to create thoughts in my head that are joyful, look for something that brings inspiration in my life. What can I do now that is it's of my highest excitement? Look, what can I do that excites me now? Yes, I feel depressed. What can I do to feel excited, to bring so, and because we're talking about depression, the light language that we're going to use is going to work on dissolving and installing new ways of seeing depression and helping you more and more to see the quantum way of working with
Yeah, but it's already happening.
creating the life you want, and whatever your mind tells you that you've been doing all life, that's not important.
But
If
it's
you just
already
feel,
happening. You are talking like we're gonna do it now, but it's already happening. In
yeah.
this conversation, I can feel that the transformation is happening, and the transformation is in the form of awareness, of realizing what's actually going on, and like, yeah, this makes sense, and the feeling is changing. So yeah, it's already been happening for the past 47 minutes.
So with light language, I'm going to help dissolve, cleanse any energies that are making it more difficult to let go of that belief, that thinking that you've been depressed. You is going to be not even existent in in a memory. It's just like a haze. It's going to be more like a haze, and you're just going to forget that you ever been depressed at some stage. It's up to you how quickly you want to bring that timeline into the now, because that's your choice. How
It
long
doesn't
you're
matter
going to
for me
hold.
if I was or not. It's about how I am now and how I'm going to be from now on. Whatever I
I miss the
experienced
beginning. I miss the
is
beginning.
just lessons.
I
It
miss the
made me.
beginning.
I said it doesn't matter for me if I was depressed or not in the past. That's not relevant now. I mean,
Mm.
whatever I experienced taught me things. I mean, I am today who I am because of everything I experienced. But it's for me more about what I choose for now, and now, while moving forward, how I choose to be. If I choose to be depressed, the victim, because these people did that
Yeah,
and those people did that, or do I
yeah,
choose to enjoy life? Because if I would have sat in the depression, we would not have had the life today. We'd be
yeah.
like, no, let's cancel, feel bad. Huh. No, that's not how it works.
Mm.
I mean, it can work that way, but then, yeah, you're gonna feel shitty. But I choose not to feel shitty. I choose to do a life, to trust that things will come up,
Mm.
and whatever comes up is okay. And that's why I'm still alive, because I didn't commit suicide.
Mm.
I had multiple times in my life where I felt to do it, but I didn't do it in the end because something in me was like, no, I choose to live. And choosing to live means also not to sit in depression. Choosing to live means being alive. It means, yes, laugh, dance,
Mm.
do fun stuff, put on some nice music that gives you that energy,
Yeah.
activates everything in you that's creative, that is constructive.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a choice.
Yes. So
So this was actually life code, life of light energy and light codes at work. I mean, you didn't explain so
it's
much
part.
about
It's
light
part.
codes, but this was actually experiencing it. So now
Yeah.
you can explain actually if you want, but the people who have been watching, just like I experienced it now, we can experience the effect of the light
Yeah.
codes that are always there. We just need to be open to it.
Hmm. Well, you need to be open to it, and also like what I just brought the energies, as I said, there's a lot of um, influence from the
Hmm.
star, the planet. It's about opening ourselves. It's about you. You know, you heard about micro and macro. What's outside, it's inside. That's exactly what it is. Every planet, everything that is outside has a correspondent planet, which it's more like an atom or a cell in a body.
Yes.
So if you go inside and you visualize and intend to to open a direct transmission to every cell in your body, you immediately open a direct transmission to every planet in the universe and all the universes throughout the whole creation, time, space. So you can just connect and be aware and be with the cells inside your body. And that is happening. And just knowing that now that you know that is happening more powerfully. Before you were getting some transmission transducing, but because you didn't know about it, you were not aware of it, it wasn't activated. Now, just because you heard this, it's activated. And because you believe me, if you would say, no, this is not true, this doesn't resonate with me, it would not open in your body.
I can feel it.
So,
I can literally feel it. I cannot see it very clearly, but I can sense that, yeah, there is, and I feel this is also bringing some kind of joy and more life. I mean, these are the only words that come up now, but it's
yeah.
much more that's happening, but this is the first words that come up.
Yes, so the more we put our attention inside our body into the cells, and knowing the cells is a consciousness, and there's an energy that when we do that, immediately it turns on this. As first we go in and turn on our attention to all the cells, and then when we are focused on the cells and know that we open the direct connection with the cells throughout the whole body, every cell, that is immediately by default opening the circuits with all the whole creation. So then the whole creation gets into affecting us more powerfully, getting more and more into that power of the whole universe. We become so powerful that is beyond anything that we can explain. So the thing is to come inside our body and be in the body as much as we can throughout the day. So, and to remember who we are, because that's when we become really, really powerful. We receive the guidance in every moment. We receive everything that we need. We are in synchronicity and so on. So, like, so in this space, um, I know that because I live in this space and I have a strong connection and knowing of this connection, even if I don't think about it the whole time, still it's a lot more powerful because I know that my thinking is not anymore the individualized kind of thinking. Now my thinking it's always influenced 24/7 by this collective of energies that comes into the universal energy. So now I don't have doubts anymore throughout the day if I do something wrong or right. There's no more right or wrong. I have to remind myself throughout the day that even if I do something that in the past I would be thinking it's not right, I would judge myself. I would think, no, you have to do it like this to be able to become, to evolve, to become spiritual, to do the work that you are here to do. You have to do it like this. You have to wake up at 5 o'clock, be ready for meditation at 5:30, then go and exercise for half an hour. No, what I mean, at least an hour. Do that, do that, do that, do that, do that, and then you will be evolving spiritually, you'll be successful, you'll be fulfilling your life destiny. So that was the old paradigm that,
Putting all those conditions, all that program.
and I lived like this for so many years. And finally, I feel that I'm not. I'm not doing any of that anymore, and it's not easy because it's so difficult not to have that control mind and planned and um, thinking that this has to be done to be able to do that. And it's so difficult for me. And the more I try to be that disciplined self, the more difficulty I have. And I am ending up the opposite, doing the opposite. So I am realizing that I this is control. This doesn't work anymore in this phase in my life. I really have to let go and to remember that what I think and what I want, it's divine. The divine wants through me to experience through me. So it's not. I need to let myself sleep as much as I want to sleep and do exactly what I want and not to let the mind think be disappointed because it's happening the opposite that the way I want and how much I want.
The mind
And
is programmed by a lot of external shit, and if we go in here, then we know exactly what to do. But if we stay up here, we just stay in the problems, in the conflict, in the polarities, and in the unhappiness, basically, or depression, whatever you want to call it. But when you go in here, that's when we land, and then we experience what you're just describing. We know exactly what to do, and we find that peace, because the peace, we never find it here. The true peace or the happiness, it's always in here. Feeling home is also in here. So it's time to come down from here and to go in here. And that's basically biggest part of our journey, I believe. From being little, we be programmed to go up here, and then the evolving and becoming enlightened, or whatever we want to call it, is actually the journey down to live and to come back in the heart and to feel and act from here. Because when we act from here, we cannot do something bad. We will not be hurting people. We'll be loving. We'll be creating. And I see actually a sun shining now. I mean, like, when I focus on this, I feel like this radiation of a sun. Why is it that people are happier in the summer or in warm countries? They're smiling more because of the sunlight. So the light is coming from here, not from here. Up here is darker.
And this is where the first brain evolved in a fetus. Do you know that? There's a brain in a heart. There's a literal brain in a heart. You can Google it, the brain in a heart.
Yes, it's a whole nervous system that's coming from the heart, and apparently it's more developed and more spread out than the one coming from here.
But it's actually brain matter in the
Mhm.
heart.
Yes.
So I still haven't really explained what are light codes.
Yeah, but
Like,
that's for the brain. That's for the mind. If
but
people had
still,
been sitting and listening, they would have experienced it. They can
yes.
read online, they can Google it and feed their minds with all stories. But if they're really connected, if you, the viewer, have connected, you feel it in here. And you'll be like,
Okay, yeah,
why
yeah,
does
but that's
he
not
need
it.
to
That's not enough.
explain it or show pictures? I felt it, I experienced it, so I know.
Yes, you felt it. And there's with the light language is actually not coming through yes, there's the energy, and to bring it more into the physicality, the next phase is the sound. So it has to come through a sound, through our voice. So yes, you experience the codes, the energies, and also to start to crystallize into matter and to affect something like the nervous system or certain glands in the brain or into the endocrine system. Um, there is and to bring it more to the conscious mind, to open pathways between the conscious and unconscious. There is to bring it more into the physicality. So from the energy, light, next is sound. So the codes of light, they come out through sound. So it's not any language, because if these light codes would come through a language, to words that we have now, this conversation would be very limited, just because there are sounds with no language. There is a lot more information that can come through to go to alter the consciousness. Otherwise, the mind, the conscious mind, interferes. So the light codes, the sound, light language comes through sound. So it's the sound, the language of the soul. So when I do light language, I can use it through just talking light language, or can be more like singing light language. And I just had a message to my battery. I had to charge my battery on my computer. Yes, so I know that the topic you put light codes, but actually in my mind was that we do light language. So the light codes, yes, but now I want to take the light codes to express it, that I like to express it through light language. And light language can be written, like written information, like it's not letters like we know, it just flows. Who uses to write light language, um, the codes in light language, they don't think about it, it just happens, it's intuitive. So it's not something that they learn from any school. It's just they let the hand write the light codes. So these are code keepers. There are these travelers who've been through many lifetimes, especially shamanic healing lifetimes, many planets, and they gathered information and the ways of writing in that way without learning it. It's just, and they also, as I said, they bring in the influence from all around. When they write this, it's that information goes is channeled into the hand, and it influences how it moves on the whatever medium they use to put the writing, pencil, art, even electronic. And so that goes through writing, and also the codes they can go through light language, expressed through, instead of using English just to make sounds. So there are quite a few people I have to who started to claim that they use light language and they sing light language. And there's so much more and more people bring this claim that is light language, and that also we have to recognize there are many levels of light languages or code keepers, depends on their connection and expansion of consciousness, depends how deep they connected throughout the infinity, what consciousness, what codes they bringing through their previous or connections timelines.
I felt to share this. It just popped up as a comment from somebody watching. Taking away the distraction, but yeah, I just felt to share it.
Thank you.
So
I cannot, I could read the information, but the way wherever I am now, it's just my conscious mind wasn't able to absorb that.
okay.
So I wasn't.
No, it's okay. No. I just felt to share it because people are experiencing. I'm not the only one feeling it now and experiencing it. So it's
Okay.
yeah.
So, um, actually, it's good that you interrupted me because I was talking about a sensitive subject, which maybe it's not. I don't want to go too much into it, but light codes. I think it's a gift that somebody holds. It's it's like we all have different roles to play, and together we create this tapestry. So there are the healers, the true healers, which are holding the light codes. If somebody is attracted to light codes and light language, and they would like to do that, and it's not their gift, and they want to do it, is not their divine guidance. They still come from the ego, from they haven't developed themselves enough to 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 really. They just do it because, oh, it's the new thing now, and they like it when they hear others.
They need to
And
stay in fashion. They need to follow the trends. They need to
yeah,
be
that,
yes.
and they do workshops and workshops to become good at it. That is not, it's not real, because that's, you cannot train yourself with this is something that unfolds with your expansion of your soul. So there are quite a few out there, and they sound really nice because they're good singers, and they even been opera singers. I know opera singers who teaches sound healing, so it's not, I don't see it real. This is not something you're going to teach and keep having workshops to keep teaching and teaching. This is something that you just maybe do. You're being reminded that you can do it. You're being given like a little push, like a jump into the ocean, and you take it from there, because it's coming from inside. It's reminding you, it's teaching you how to work with it. It's not something that you learn. So I had to say this.
Hey, it's what you see, what you feel, what you experience, and some people they may need it just as a stepping stone, or
Yes,
just to realize what works and what doesn't work for them. I mean, we try out a lot of things, and then we're
yes,
actually happy that we did them, because that's how we learned that it's not
yeah,
good for us or not what we need. So it
yes.
is what it is. It's all part of the
I know,
matrix.
but I don't know. Again, this I had to say this, and I don't want to sound judgmental, but for some reason, this
Also,
information
these
had
people need
to
to
be
hear
voiced.
that there are different perspectives, and that you need to decide for yourself what works for you. That's why you have to say this. It's going to inspire people to go back and feel like what she's saying is bullshit because for me it works, or what she's saying actually, oh, now I understand, now it makes sense. So whatever way people take it, it's helping them forward in their journey, so it's perfect.
Yeah. So the written light language, I use an app on my phone, and I set an intention. I think about, okay, I want to bring energies to help with depression. Oh,
Hmm.
now we're going to use depression for everything today in this. So you see how perfect it is that you brought that up.
Yep.
So I can. So it's important to set the intention. What energies do I bring when I do the written light language, for example, and the voice, the sound light language, or using instruments. Intention. It's the second important part. So first one is you to be the true healer, to have the codes, the connection with the universe. The second one is intention. What energies you call in from the universe, knowing that you are all that is. So when you think energies for depression, that's the energy that comes. There is no doubt. It's just it. When you have that knowing and that confidence that you are the power of the intention, then that's what comes through. So the next thing, so when I write those things, I think, okay, I would like to create a code, to draw a code or codes to connect, uh, to connect myself with the galactic bank. And what I do for myself, I will do for others, because it's the law of attraction. We attract like, so what I need for myself, I will create, and then people who will need that, they will create them. I will attract those people who need the same thing that I need. So this is another important thing is to do it for ourselves, because we are one. So it's not to go out and just do it for others or to impress, to become, an amazing sound healer. It's all the mind. Because, yeah, so what do I need? But if let's say I have a session with you, a healing with you online, and I do light language, because I know that you need help with depression, that's another thing. I can help you bring in the special energies for that. But let's say if I just do a global meditation and I'm thinking, what should I do? What would be? I tune in. What do I need? Because what's happening here, it's happening on the whole planet. I am connected to all. So that is the most authentic. Yes, I can create other good things that help the consciousness, but the most powerful would be that it's I need for myself. Because then I bring the consciousness to where as I'm a pioneer, so I know that that's when I help raise the consciousness instead of just doing the old things that I think, oh, this would be good because now this is happening. Again, it's okay, it's not bad, but this is how I am guided to work.
You have those
I,
who set the trend and you have those who follow the trend, and you are setting it. That's a
yes,
pioneer. Yeah.
yes. So so going back to the drawing. So then I use this app on my phone, and I just, and I'm having fun, I'm loving it, and I'm starting it, and I just, oh my god, how is this going to look? I just have no idea, and I trust, and I get an idea, do that, put that dot there, bring that color in. It's just falling in place, and it's fun, and I love it. So this is something I do every day because I love it. And I got so much amazing feedback from it. So maybe that will develop into something in the future, maybe an oracle card or something, um, that's it's got its own life. And another thing that I do with light language, it's I use it in sound healing. So light language will be sounds and words, and they're not meant to sound nice. I mean, if it's going to sound nice, it's great. But I am not trying to make it sound nice because there's it's not here to entertain and to bring to do more beautiful, everything is beautiful, yes, but what about what needs to be transformed? Maybe it's not that beautiful and needs something more intense, which sounds a bit crazy, to bring a frequency into those cells, into that energy which is stuck there, needs some kind of something that is, ooh, like right now, ooh, and needs this sound to go into your field, to break through, to shake that, so the energy can move in certain areas. So if everything is nice, beautiful sounds, relaxing, puts you into a blissful state, how are we going to make that transformation? So there are different forms of healing, you
But even
know?
sounding nice, it's relative. What sounds nice for you may not sound nice for others. I mean, I some time ago I sent some music that most people are like, "Wow, this sounds so powerful, so nice, so beautiful," and somebody was like, "Oh, it makes me feel scared. It scares
Yeah,
me, this sound."
yeah,
And I was like, "Huh?" And now
yes.
yeah, from what you're saying now, like, yeah, what somebody likes, another person dislikes, and that's okay.
Yes, well, I'm saying that to the audience, that with sound healing, we have to let go of how it sounds, and it's not about listening and saying, does she have a nice voice? Because that's usually when you listen to someone for the first time, a song, a musician, you pay attention to how how good does this sound? What is the quality of the voice? Doesn't have it's a good singer. How good is she singing? He is she singing. So that's usually how we enter when we listen to sounds. So
Well,
we
that's
have
how
to,
you do it, and maybe how I do it. But a lot of people, if you look at the youth, they're listening to some crap that I don't understand how you can listen to it. So even that differs per person, how we
yeah,
listen to sound and
yeah,
what we like and what we dislike. Some people don't listen to the voice at all; just listen to the rhythm.
yes.
And
So whatever people are listening is to drop that, and it's about feeling what is happening inside my body while the sound comes. So it's the light language. It's a healing. So to receive this, to be more aware of what is happening, and to receive it even more powerfully, we need to go inside and pay attention, listen from inside, go into the heart, or just go inside and just feel this, allow these energies to come in and to do what they need to do. And if nothing is happening, to watch what the mind is saying. If the mind says, "Oh, I don't feel anything," and this is just the mind. You can, even if you don't feel anything, something super powerful is happening. And if your mind says, "Oh, I don't feel anything, nothing is happening," if you think like that, the more chances that that is exactly what will happen. So it's so important who is listening. Light language is not for everyone. Light language is for usually for conscious people who knows about these techniques that I'm explaining to you right now. And if they don't know, it is for people who are starting to be opening to the light language. That's why
And
I
children,
explained a little bit about it.
and children, because they're already open. They may not be conscious of their consciousness yet, because they haven't seen the world as we have experienced it, but they're very open and they can sense.
So I am aware that it's we've been talking for an hour and a half, 20 minutes. So I think it's time to bring it to a close. And to close this, maybe would be nice to close with a little meditation where I will give you light language. Something happened. Can you hear me?
Yes.
On my side, the screen disappeared. All right. So yes, I'm going to guide you into little meditation, and I'm going to do a transmission with light language. I have some instruments here next to me. I'm not sure what I'm going to use. Maybe none. Um, so
Just go ahead.
yes, the
We
only
are
thing I
ready.
would like to do is the intention. So let's set the intention. What we want to bring in through this through this light language transmission. Should we work on depression or something else?
Ah, you already gave the subject because we
Hmm?
talked about it multiple times. So people who tuned in today, they probably want to get the depression one. So just
Okay.
stick with
Okay.
that for today.
Wonderful. So let go of the images, our looking at the screen. Just close your eyes. Start breathing deep down into the belly. Deep breath in through the nose, expanding the lower abdomen first and then the upper part of your body, upper chest, and even think, intend to breathe into the head. So breathing down into the belly, chest, and head. Deep breath, complete breath in and letting go easily out. And let's do this twice more. Breathing in, down into the belly, and out. Once more. Exhale. Feel your body. feel the aliveness in every cell, tingling, vibrations, or nothing. Just keep breathing by yourself for the rest of the time. If you can, breathe down into the belly. Make yourself comfortable. And bring your attention in your heart center. Breathing into the heart, opening to receiving the light codes to assist us to opening to unlimited joy. Breathing in the frequency of joy. Kua maha tora shikua hate ka'a. To makati e to shakara uka shaniko te ana. Turahate kushipara uke nayana. Ti wama yoku aha shukuramani tue kala shuma aya. Ti lakua maha te shua kitara auka ikitua eketa. Womaraki umaja karua hekete ashurui ketua ma ikurashi tuateke. Jamahate a ikuapehata. Shake yo mana kote kashabuka jogo wakata kiku kikua. Shumeha shumekua teka. Tare koshiketuana. Tiwa tutu shwati. Tukalaka ite a. Yuashote ito eke shuama. Neo ama eko e ato eko e. Janatiro ama hati kwasitiwa. Tiriata ka he alare aeko e tatu eta. Jomaraku ahite tu jana ate ke ane e. Shomakatuete shongera atoke lioma jomenakuete kati sumeta. Sume aiku eterayo kupachi tukushita aleta. Tao shikira tu bisi tu tipatu jumme tu ninati. Junkara uke shitu ke sakuru bezala utikua kitutu. Shintura hatu kesha. Neko ekula turipatasho kishiakwa ekwa teke shukurata tikuki ala ninana. Tikua shakerati tai kumena ni karabala kushitita. Ai ketuka uidiro balagote ya kudibazagi duge bazagure tukesa ala po shukarnanya. Tukijiboda, tukishikatuki. Raja. Tupai koreta iko jamata kushiketa puwasha. Kirapu kwate keta inakuane ane huamaha. Chuketa. Shatakashu. Nekaraikute asakaite nakutesa. Hale hale kuama hashukarayu kusati tuata. Saka. Puka. Inakuaite. Shenkera ikete. Shukwa. Shukedea. Puakata. Shukedea. Shuk. ne tuku utiku utika utiku shutu ituku chuku utuku uwasha uwasha duwasha tikushuwa shakitikwa shikitikara shikitikutuka matikutuka ma shikitikada andikura kiku ki shikitika ku shikada a turikbata chikutupe alekuriki ku shinikada shuti kuamahate o chikutu dika uturabata kushi tukada shutu a ne amano kuati a nuati kue e ushutuati kushuate 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 shutika shukita kuahepa kuapete tukita shikita tushi manakari tu tatu chitu pada kupa likurutu amaha tu tiku pada tuhinakaya darashu itatu tu chitu. Slowly come back.
That was a
That
nice
was a
trip.
nice trip.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel
I
that.
feel that.
Oh, can you
Can
lower
you
the volume
lower the
on
volume on
your
your
side?
side?
Feedback.
Feedback.
Low or high?
Low.
Low. I haven't changed it since the beginning.
I feel we can end the transmission here, the live.
Me too. Feel that's complete for today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to the viewers for the beautiful comments. And see you next week.